Thank you very much for joining me. How you been? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Back. Steve Renazizi. I'm the guy. I'm the guy. Fucking lit. I'm the guy. I'm Steve Renazizi. Lit. I'm the guy. I'm the guy. Fucking lit. I'm the guy. I'm Steve Renazizi. What's the odds? 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 What's
so much Game of Thrones.
You're just watching all of them?
What's the odds with Steve Renazizi? Welcome back to the podcast. Wednesday, December 11th, 2019. I am in the All Things Comedy Studio in Burbank, California, joined by the billion-dollar baby Brenton Biddlecombe.
What's up?
And our good buddy Lucas Hurl, as always, in studio, fresh. 9 o'clock in the morning. We're early today. This was our original time when we first started the podcast.
This podcast would not have made it this far
if we were at 9 o'clock. Our lives have vastly changed. Brenton's become a millionaire. He now sleeps in as much as possible. Back then, Lucas wasn't joining us all the time, and he probably wouldn't if this was the normal time. I mean, you do work till... You were up till late last night.
Yeah, about 5 a.m.
5 a.m., dude?
Yeah.
What time's the store done? Like on a crazy Tuesday? Last night, the Comedy Store was nuts. There were like 5 different shows. I know Lights Out filmed this thing in their belly room. There was a holiday show that Bill Burr and Bert and Fitzsimmons did in the main room. Joey Diaz, I think, was on it too.
Yeah, charity show.
Then the OR was just an insane lineup. So why 5 o'clock though? Like when are you out of there?
Well, the store is open till about 2 a.m. And I did a Fallout spot, so I bartended, and then I did a Fallout spot, and then I went home.
What time did you get up?
I got up at about 7:30.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so I edited for a few hours, and I got home.
No, I'm saying what time did you get up on stage?
About 1:30
like 7:30 in the
No, yeah.
You opened the show?
Yeah.
Great.
1:30 a.m. There are about 8 people in the crowd.
Bad. Okay.
Yeah.
So they stop now at 2? Because we used to just keep going.
No,
we
they
stopped serving
They
at 2.
put the lights on Chappelle the other night.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, because he was going so long. They're serious about closing the club.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
When did that start?
About a year ago, 2 years ago, about.
And does anyone know the reasoning behind? They like why they just want to cut?
Well, one, they don't want any alcohol on any table. They don't want to get caught with that.
Okay.
And 2, it's just like, this is ridiculous. We don't need to stay open this late.
And we're paying people and stuff
Yes.
like that. That's crazy.
Overtime.
Yeah, we don't need the band to go till 5 a.m. anymore.
Wow, that's nuts. I never could imagine. I would never even think about turning the lights on Dave Chappelle.
Well,
even if someone told me to.
In the manager's defense, he told him ahead of time and told
you gotta
his
be
crew,
done. Yeah.
you have to be done by this time, and he shot it by 30 minutes, and at that point, they were just like, fuck it.
Yeah. They just slowly put him on? Like
No,
what they did?
they just
Flipped him on?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Was he smoking a mid-cigarette just like...
Well, he was really drunk and really angry. So...
Oh, great. What a great combination.
But he's been back since. So
yeah, of
he's
course.
fine.
He
doesn't
probably
care.
forgot about it.
Exactly.
Who gives a shit? I'm thrilled. I was up not late last night. I went to bed at like 11:15, but then I had a bit of a stomach issue, and so I woke up at like 1:30. Right, thought I had to go to the bathroom, check my phone, and I saw that the Yankees, my beloved New York Yankees, pulled the trigger, made it happen. Garrett Cole, 9 years, $324 million. Fucking A. Huh? 9 years? Too long. Of course. Of course it's too long. No one's going to be as good as they were now in 9 years. So.
But we get the 4 or 5 years out of him and then move him.
We get the years out of him. You saw what he did. You saw what he's capable of. You're talking about, look, I'm happy that the Yankees did this. Most times, I'm not a fan of these long contracts. And of course, I'm not a fan of having to pay Garrett Cole over 9 years. But they did a smart move. They waited. They held on to their money. They didn't trade their prospects for the last 3 or 4 years. And they waited for that one player that could come along that could truly make a difference. And you saw what the difference was this year in the playoffs. We tried to piecemeal together our starters or a bullpen game where we had to get a couple guys out there to the 7th, 6th inning, and then we could bring the bullpen on. It didn't work. You need a guy that goes out there, old school baseball, that throws. You don't even expect anyone else to play. Just let him throw. Let him throw till he can't throw anymore. I'm happy for Steven Strasburg. I'm happy that the Nationals made an effort. They said, we're going to keep this guy. This is our generational pitcher. We drafted him. We don't want him going anywhere. We just won a World Series. He was obviously the most valuable player in this World Series and for our team. And so we're going to keep this guy. Whether they can keep Anthony Rendon, I don't think so. Probably can't afford to keep both those guys. But Strasburg, big contract, set the record till last night. The record blown out. 9 years, $324 million. He can opt out after 5, but who the hell? Why would you ever opt out of? I mean, I don't know for what reason, unless they're beating him.
Yeah. This is great though.
What
breakdown of his contract? He's making $9,200 per pitch. He's making $110,400 per strikeout, $169,500 per inning, and he's making $1.09 million per start.
Per start, yeah. Well, when I woke up this morning, Jonah was up, my son, and he goes, I got my Christmas wish. I got my Christmas wish. I'm like, yeah, buddy, me too. Because he knows. He knew that was the missing piece. But now we have to Santa's got to find a Garrett Cole Yankee jersey for Christmas. So
good luck.
You know they did this now. Right?
They're going to make all that money back.
Of course.
In jerseys.
They got to try to get that money. They're not going to let a Christmas go by without having that possibility.
Question. Did you see that Nike's putting the swoosh on the Yankees jerseys?
No.
Yeah. Did you
what?
see that?
So
what?
How much money are they paying to put the swoosh on the jersey?
I don't know.
Where? On the home jerseys?
Yes.
Pull that up. I got to see that.
Yes, this was a big deal last week.
That is a big deal. There's not even names on the Yankee jerseys.
Here it is.
No way. Yankee fans rip new. That's going to be the home images of the uniforms of all 30 teams with the new Nike logo on them. Every team's going to be sponsored by Nike?
Looks like it, yeah. But it just looks weird with the Yankees jersey.
It really does look strange with the Yankee jersey.
It looks terrible.
It does. It looks out of place. It looks...
Does it say how much?
Doesn't look good at
how
all.
How much that Nike's paying?
Oh, it's got it. For all 30 teams to have to do it?
Yeah, it's got to be billions.
I can't imagine. All 30 teams. Pull up. I guess the away jersey would look good. The gray one, but that looks terrible. That looks really bad.
And that's one more thing those poor kids have to sew on.
I'll tell you, that jersey right there, doused in champagne when the Yankees win the World Series, is just going to be a little less attractive with that Nike swoosh on it. I'm like fucking psyched because this reminds me of 2008 when the Yankees had a great team but just didn't have that one starting pitcher. They went out in the offseason. Cashman got CC Sabathia 7 years, I think it was, or 8 years. For like $160 million, which was crazy. And they won the World Series in 2009. You got to talk. That's the last World Series the Yankees won. Mm-hmm. That's unacceptable. For that franchise to not even go to a World Series in 10 years, the whole decade.
If George Steinbrenner was still alive, would that have happened?
Well, this is not that long. There probably wouldn't have been that. He would have got antsy. But it probably would have backfired, I think. Because his style of get it done now doesn't necessarily work or translate now. You'd say the Nationals did not have a Verlander or a $300 million or a $200 million pitcher on their payroll until now they do obviously, but they didn't have a star-studded team and they went out and won a World Series. So I think the George Steinbrenner, the old George Steinbrenner, would have probably in the mid '90s traded, or the mid 2000s, or this past decade would have traded off a couple of like Gleyber Torres or a couple of these guys for someone he thought would have helped out. Maybe it would have, but I'm thinking about like 2 or 3 games Game 7 against the Astros, the 2 Game 7s against the Astros, or the Game 6 against the Game 7 in 2017. I don't know what helps us. I think the only thing that truly helps us in that situation is, I don't know, a better luck. So I don't know. I think the way they played it this time, by waiting, not trading prospects, spending the money now, somewhat wisely, you hope. I don't know. I don't know if it's magic that they had down there in Houston, but I hope everything that he learned and brought with the tools that he learned down in Houston, he's going to bring with him to New York.
The cheating ones too?
He's got nothing to do with that.
He steals signs, baby.
He's got nothing to do with that. He's a defensive player. Doesn't need to hit. I'm sure he had nothing to do with banging on a fucking drum or anything like that. But I just hope we're not getting the Pittsburgh Pirates, Garrett Cole. You know what I'm saying? That we're going to have to fucking spend $38 million a year to send out there. So I'm very, very, very excited. I'm happy for him. I'm excited that I was shocked. He grew up 10 minutes from Anaheim. From what I read, that the Dodgers came in sort of second place.
No, money talks.
Yeah.
And I mean, every player wants to be a Yankee.
He grew up but that's the thing. He grew up a Yankee fan. So, it's almost like, regardless of where you sleep, where do you want to win championships? Where are you going to win championships? Mm-hmm. Forget where you're going to lay your head down. Where are you going to win championships? Where are you going to get the best value for your championships? Where is the best chance for you to succeed? And I think he thought, that's New York. Plus, he grew up rooting for the Yankees. Mariano Rivera and Derek Jeter are two of his favorite players ever. Mm-hmm. How great is it Derek Jeter's going to get into the Hall of Fame this year? Garrett Cole's going to be probably 15-2 by then.
Question: do you think Jeter gets elected anonymously or unanimously?
I say no. No.
Isn't that crazy?
I say yes.
I don't think unanimously. I think
yes.
He's got too good of an image. I think someone will just, out of spite, a hater will just leave him off a ballot or say, like, he wasn't defensively that great or didn't have that many Gold Gloves or whatever it was. Or, I mean, look, he's going to get in 99, 98%, but I don't think he's not the best player ever at his position, which I think Mariano Rivera was.
No, but he was maybe the most important player of his era to grow the game and make it where it was.
Yep, in the biggest market.
Yeah.
Trust me, I would absolutely be thrilled if he was a unanimous, because I mean that's 2 out of the 4 core 4 guys that we had in those runs that are the only 2 unanimous Hall of Fame inductees. It's like, that's insane. So, but I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think he goes in unanimously. Wow. I think someone will fucking, there's always a fucking guy that's like, fuck this guy.
Yeah.
Piece of shit.
Red Sox fan.
Yeah. Or like,
lost some money on him.
Minka Kelly fan.
Lost some money on the flip.
Minka Kelly.
Yeah. Someone he banged or something like that. Yeah. I'm excited about that. I was just surprised that Garrett Cole didn't go to Los Angeles. He grew up around here, and I'm sure the Dodgers offered him a decent. I mean, I can't imagine they were way off than the Yankees, right? Probably maybe 10, 12, 15, 20 million, but that's an opportunity to go win championships in New York. Mm-hmm. And I mean, you're talking about a staff now that could have Garrett Cole, Luis Severino, Domingo Germán, Masahiro Tanaka, and fucking J.A. Happ and James Paxton. So that's pretty deadly. James Paxton was arguably the best pitcher for the Yankees in the playoffs. And he's going to have to fight for a 5th spot. So I'm excited about where we're going. Baseball couldn't start soon enough for me, but of course we have some time. Let's get back to football.
We're still very much into football, Steve. The Giants are a train wreck, but the Bills.
Giants are not that big of a train wreck.
Well, you weren't in the first half.
No, we were great.
You were great in the first half. You looked like you were going to win the division in the first half.
I said Eli's back. The Magic's back. here we go. Time to make a run into the playoffs. I was starting to do the math. I'm like, if we beat them.
Oh, yeah. I was too.
We went out.
You guys looked amazing. Where was this team? Even Saquon Barkley looked good again.
Not just like jibbing and jiving. He was actually moving forward. It was great. I was like, holy shit, we're gonna win this game. And then I was a little upset because I'm like, it's gonna ruin our draft situation. On top of that, I don't want the Dallas Cowboys going into the playoffs. I really, really don't. The only exciting part about Dallas making the playoffs for me is that we're gonna get to watch Seattle or Minnesota take their time to fly down to Dallas and on national TV beat them probably 50-3 in their own home stadium, and then watch the fans eat Jason Garrett alive.
The best part about that to me is the shots of Jerry Jones in his owner's booth, all angry.
Pissed, dude. So pissed.
Well, with that loss...
Better shots. Did you see those shots? Or the Eli Manning's family when he was trying to make the fourth quarter?
Peyton standing in the back.
Peyton in the back.
Completely uninterested.
The mom the wife just don't get hurt.
Eli's record's now below 500 for his career. And you guys tied your longest losing streak in 95 seasons.
And of course, though, all you hear is he ties for 7th place of all time for touchdown passes with Ben Roethlisberger. I'm like, you mean the guy who's going to break it the next game he plays when he throws one? Come on. I was happy because I watched the game with Simone, and he, big Eagles fan.
It's hard to cheer against Simone.
And he was doing the thing where he's like, oh fuck, they get a first down, I'm like, oh fuck, he almost dropped it, negatively looking at his own team, which is hard not to do. But we had a good Monday Night Football hang. I haven't done one of those in a while. Go out to Barney's Beanery, Pasadena.
Oh, the Pasadena. Okay.
Pasadena one, yeah.
I scheduled to get that TV hooked up, so December 19th.
Fuck,
after
dude.
That.
80 feet.
Not 80 feet.
80-foot television.
82 inches. Taller than me.
It is. It's taller than me, too.
It took 3 men to bring it in my house.
3 fully sized men, right?
Fully sized men.
Not even your size.
Not my size.
No. Fully sized men to bring it in the house, and how are they going to mount it?
I'm paying somebody.
Yeah,
so I got Geek Squad coming, and they're going to mount it.
And they're going to put it all together for you and stuff?
I'm not touching it.
All right. Damn, dude. 80 fucking inches?
Yeah. 82.
82.
The 2 makes a big difference.
He's going to be broke soon. Real broke. Speaking of not...
after we win some fucking money.
We did win this week. We won money this week, guys. Not all 4 teams cashed out. We pushed one of them. It was a real tight race, but 3 of them...
Not my game.
Lucas almost caught us as a
pushed.
I got mine right.
Pushed, and you barely got yours.
Cincinnati, baby.
You barely got yours right.
Cincinnati.
Barely. We needed every single point we could possibly get our hands on this weekend, and we did it. Mm-hmm. You covered by what, a point?
Maybe.
A point, I think.
half a point.
You pushed.
Yep.
And, of course, the broad shoulders carrying the heavy load of this podcast.
Jesus Christ.
I covered both my games. Magnificently, I called the San Francisco 49ers over the New Orleans Saints in New Orleans, which that to me was the game of the year. I thought it might be the New England game the week before, the New England Baltimore game. That game last week.
Nobody saw that game coming.
Unbelievable.
That screwed me in daily fantasy.
It was, fantasy, it almost cost me my matchup versus you because I started the San Francisco D.
You had minus 3 points.
Minus 3 points. Minus 3 points. But the back and forth in that game. First of all, the lead change in the last minute twice. It's unbelievable. But I will say this: it's week 15. I was wrong. I'm sorry, San Francisco. I'm sorry, Dan Soder. I'm sorry, Al Madrigal. Also, shout out to Dan Soder. Watch his special, Son of Gary, on HBO Max, streaming now. I'm sorry. I thought you guys were paper tigers. I'm sorry to the chefs and the wait staff at Original Joe's in San Jose, who I shit talked. Their beloved San Francisco 49ers when I told them there was no way they were going to win in
they're
New
legit.
Orleans.
They're legit. But
Their defense is
We thought
more
their defense was legit.
Legit, but also they were banged up big time.
Yeah, and Drew
Nick
Brees,
Bosa at one point, they said...
if you got to play Drew Brees at home...
Yeah, but they were like Nick Bosa, unlikely to return. Next thing you know, he's eating Drew Brees' arm. Like, the guy is unbelievable, a machine. And so I was like, that game, the back and forth in that game, I was like, this is amazing. These two teams, like, I'm excited about the playoffs. I'm excited about some of these matchups that we're going to get to see. There's the playoff teams, and then there's everyone else. Now, the NFC's got one playoff team that's going to get in that just doesn't belong there, but almost you could throw every other matchup. I mean, how fun would it be to see Green Bay go into Minnesota and have to play them, or vice versa? You know, there's a lot of different, or see Seattle go into New Orleans and have to play them, a rematch of that. You know, it's like, the Rams look fucking great this week. Where the hell did that come from? The Rams look like a team that wants to make the playoffs now.
Tyler Higbee.
Might be too little too late, but still.
I think McVay is using his tight end and realizing he can do more than blocking, and they're utilizing that, and they're setting up all these different plays, and now it's like you can't just cover one guy and load the box. You got to cover everybody.
I was more impressed with the defense than anything else. I'm like, this is the first time I saw, or I recognized the team that made it to the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah.
They looked, brutalizing. They swarmed Russell Wilson. They were all over him. They didn't give him time. I mean, he still makes his fucking unbelievable, miraculous throws. Where I'm like, how did he get out of that? Mm-hmm. The one pass he had to what's his name down the sideline. Who's 14? Can't remember.
Is that DK Metcalf?
Maybe, yeah. I think it is. But he put it right in his hands. It was like unbelievable. So Russell Wilson still makes throws to me that I'm like, I don't know. It doesn't look like it doesn't look like the way when Aaron Rodgers throws the ball. It looks like, I'm like, that ball's unbelievable. But Wilson just tosses it up there. They're perfectly placed. I don't think less of the Seahawks. Do you think less of the Seahawks?
No, not at all.
I was really impressed by the
It's
Rams.
a must-win game for the Rams. They have to win or they have no chance. It's a playoff game for them. The Seahawks, I think Rashad Penny getting hurt screws their game plan because they really want to go 50-50.
Is he out for the season?
He's done.
Yeah.
He tore his Achilles or his ACL or something. But the
Niners had some.
Their game
the
plan.
Niners had some injuries too. Their center went down for the season with Trachberg or whatever that guy's name is, or something like that. Mm-hmm. And that their offensive line is a big weapon for them. The way they run the ball, the different schemes and
Jimmy
blocking.
G's been throwing it well the last few weeks, so they can shift away.
That guy looks like legit. He looks like a legit superstar quarterback. I thought he was still going to be a clock management Trent Dilfer. Don't fumble the ball. Don't give it up. We're going to win with our defense quarterback. And he's making plays. He kept up with Drew Brees. I mean, George Kittle's a beast. Now, as an Iowan.
Yeah, he carried four Saints 35 yards.
And one of them was ripping his face off or trying to.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that he pushed himself another 7 yards, right? And didn't fumble the ball and was able to really show the ref how badly his face mask was being ripped. So he made almost 20 yards extra from the point of contact just based on his toughness and will to just continue to go. 7 yards carrying 4 guys and then 15-yard penalty with the face mask. So that got him into field goal range. You just hope that homeboy doesn't blow it after that. I think they're the best team in the NFC. I don't know if there's a home field advantage. I'm sure there is. I'm not scared of anyone going into Santa Clarita or whatever the hell the fucking stadium is. Santa Clara doesn't have like an aura to me. It's not like going to Lambeau or really anywhere else or even Seattle. So I don't think they're home field, but they prove they can go anywhere now. They can go in and win. And they almost beat Baltimore in Baltimore. They stayed down in Florida, which I think was a good move in between instead of going all the way west. Because that's the thing with those West Coast teams. They say they don't play well when they come east. The time or whatever, you're losing time. What the fuck do I know? But I'm all over the place. I don't have. No one asked me about my time difference.
Yeah, but you're not going out there and playing football.
But I'm telling dick jokes.
Yeah, you're just walking out. You're having a drink on stage.
I watched the Sunday night game at Gibson's in beautiful Chicago, Illinois. The steakhouse that the show The League, apparently it was the bar that we hung out there all the time. So it's a big staple of my fictional hometown. So I went there and
did they freak out?
no one recognized me. No, there was a couple people that did, but yeah, it was. I just it's like a tradition of mine when I do Chicago that weekend. The Sunday show. After the Sunday show, I always get a fucking pork chop and a glass of wine at Gibson's and watch the Sunday night game. Thank you to those of you in Chicago who came out to the shows this weekend. Sold them all out. We were downtown. We were in Rosemont. Then we were back downtown. Had a blast as always. I ate Giordano's deep dish pizza. I ate Gibson's. And I ate Carmine's one day. Carmine's Italian, which is all delicious. I took pictures of the food. That's how good it was. And I'm not a picture of a food guy. I just wanted one day when I get sad, I'm going to think about these meals again. So, great shows. So much fun. There was a fight. Yeah, dude. You ever done the Zanies downtown in Chicago?
Never been to Chicago.
What?
Never been to Chicago.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? We got to change that, dude. You've
Just
never
haven't
been to Chicago.
It's just one of the markets I haven't been to.
You got to go.
Yeah, of course.
It's a great city. The downtown Zanies is like a long railroad car kind of club. So, and it's only 140 seats. It's tight. It's like a city club. And they pack them in. And I did a Friday night 10:15 show. And I think people had been tailgating since the fucking Bears game the night before. So, a bit of unruly. In the middle, probably 20 minutes in, you hear, you feel like you hear the mumbles and the murmurs and the rumblings a little bit, and it's tight. It's right there, but I can't see. It's a long room, so it's probably 10 rows deep, but they're right against the wall, so they're the most packed in people that are there. That's what I'm saying. If there's God forbid a fire in this place, they're gonna burn to death. They're the last ones near the exit. So all of a sudden, I hear and I see people standing up, and then one fist, and then one other fist, and then basically I'm now. It was such a sloppy, slow fight that I'm now calling what's going on over here, and I got my hand doing the thing over the light so I can see now, and this guy just turns around and he goes, "He took my glasses." And I go, "What happened?" And apparently, they were all bombed. This whole area was bombed. But one guy just kept repeating one of my punchlines over and over. I don't know which one it was, but he just kept saying it home in the hamburger, home in the hamburger. And the guy tells him to shut up. And then the other guy that was repeating took the guy's glasses off his face and then threw him across the room. And then the guy stood up. He was like, "Hey, you took my glasses." And then the guy just punched him in the face. And look, I'm not condoning violence, but this whole thing happened in such slow motion that it was almost comical. I'm like, this is almost like, it was almost like we were trying to do all right, everyone, let's practice if we have a fight in this place. Let's go by it, blow by blow, step by step, to see what would happen. And it was the guy did have a little bit of blood coming out of his nose because he got hit in the nose and was bleeding a little bit. But it was so sloppy and slow motion, and no one really wanted to fight that much, that a woman got up and she's like, "Hey, you two, you leave him alone. You leave him alone." And I'm going, "Ma'am, you must be an inner city public school teacher because you've got that energy about you. I am kind of scared in these situations. You are going." She went right at them, like she knew how to break these two up, and they did. They listened to her. They did not. They did not fight or throw any more punches after that. And then they had to get him out. And the whole thing took about 10 minutes. It was actually kind of fun and funny. Because there was no true violence. It wasn't like remember when Sandy Danto had that whole thing happen in Irvine?
Yeah,
it was not like that at all. Those guys want, I think, to do damage to Sandy. These guys just want. One guy just got his glasses thrown, but the way this guy threw my glasses. I was like, that is not what you want to yell in a fight, sir, because you will get punched in the face.
Well, I did a show one time in Morro Bay where a guy who I didn't know, it was a bar show, and he's got the TV on and he's just watching it and he's angry. And it was a great room. Like everyone's having a good time. So I just started to try to talk to him to get him engaged in the show. And he just slams the bar and gets up and walks out. And his girlfriend's like running after him. And he's screaming stuff in the parking lot. I can't hear him, but he's really angry and he's pointing at me back in there and he's pissed off. And she comes back in and apologizes. She's like, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have brought him out. He just got back from Iraq. He's got really bad PTSD.
Oh.
And apparently the owner was out there listening to what he was saying. He's like, he said he's going home to get his bayonet. He's going to come back and eviscerate.
Bayonet.
So he goes to the back room and comes back out with a shotgun. He's like, I'd like to see that motherfucker try.
Jesus Christ. What did this guy fight in the Revolutionary War? Bayonet. Do they still use those?
I guess.
Musket with the knife.
I
on the
know.
head.
Was he like, I'll pack up this gunpowder? Jesus Christ, dude. What'd you say to him?
All I was like,
Baby
hey, man,
Brenton?
everyone's enjoying the show. Why are you watching the TV? Can we turn it off and then let's have fun? We're here to have fun.
You don't know, man. You don't know. Yeah, dude. You fucking you agitate people. You push people's buttons, Brendan. As soon as you learn
to be
that,
as polite as possible to a person who was being rude to the show.
did you see? Speaking of, I can't talk. 9 o'clock. The time change, guys. Speaking of pressing buttons, you see not Ryan Tannehill, the other Ryan Tannehill.
Fitzpatrick?
Nope. No, Chargers.
Phillip Rivers.
Phillip Rivers get pissed off.
Yes.
And his version of trash talk.
Yes.
Can you pull that up? I don't know if everyone saw that. It was basically.
Get the volume on this.
Oh, which one? What number is that? Do you know?
No, you got to plug it into here.
Oh. This thing, right?
Yeah, that thing.
Yeah, he. What was it? What game? Who are they playing?
The Jaguars.
Yeah.
Jaguars. And he just. I mean, I can't imagine. First of all, that's exactly the shit talk I expect out of Phillip Rivers. The man is a devout Christian. He's got 43 children.
He had
doesn't
4
curse.
when he was drafted. When he was drafted, he had like 3 kids, and he's 21 in his living room when he is
As far as it can go, as it can reach. You'd have to extend. Yeah, so he doesn't curse. But I guess still passionate for the game. And he...
Sloppy.
I didn't see the play. I guess he got through the ball.
Emma, how do I get the
Pushed to the
video
ground.
back up here on the screen?
Coming.
Ready to connect.
Do you remember a few years? This was a while back, but he got into the sideline to sideline shouting match with Jay Cutler when Cutler was with the Broncos.
No.
Oh, you got to pull that up. They were shit talking to each other from across the field.
How?
Which one?
Like they don't
can hear them?
like each other. Like they had their helmets off and they were like literally sideline to sideline.
Oh,
on a
pull
football
that up
field.
too. I got to see that.
Yeah, this was
because Cutler is not. He's like very passive. Like, I mean, he was on the league. He did a couple episodes, and we hung out a little bit in Chicago. He's like the quietest.
90-yard touchdown! 90-yard touchdown!
Hey, 17, you see I ain't talking, right? Stay humble, bro.
You know he's right.
Stay humble, bro.
I can say 90-yard. I can be excited.
Yeah, but don't do that by my ear. Don't do it by my ear now. Don't do it by my ear.
I will do it. No.
I will do it by your ear.
What's up? I'll holler at you after the game.
That's what I do. I'll holler you at you after the game. Who's he talking? I can't see what the guy's number or who that was. 91?
91.
First of all, I will say that he took my glasses. Like that's exactly the way. That's the perfect sort of way I thought that he would shit talk people.
Well, he grew up in like Alabama, so he's been playing that kind of football his whole life.
Yeah, he's not afraid of, but he's not going to curse. He's not going to say anything about you at all. He's just going to say, I will yell in your ear if I feel like it. But I got to see.
He will yell when he does a good job.
Was it it probably was a great touchdown. I didn't say 90-yard touchdown.
That's all they did. That game was just ridiculous. And it further shows you how bad the Jaguars are as an organization. Let's sign Nick Foles and then let's bench him after one bad half.
Well, they had a big mustache. They sold a lot of
so
mustaches.
stupid.
No, absolutely not. Grinch is down here. Cutler failing to convert on 4th down. And look at Phillip Rivers starts jawing with him. You can see Phillip in the distance. Here you get a closer look with Matt Wilhelm, the linebacker, waving.
So Matt Wilhelm is cousins with one of my best friends in high school. So I remember watching this game.
But this was the nastiest I saw.
The nastiest.
I mean, they
man.
have history. There's been more.
Really?
Yeah.
I wonder what it's about. Where it goes.
No, they're just playing the same division.
Who's the best dumb, stupid quarterback not to win a Super Bowl? Me? No, not you. Me. I was sort of impressed with Philip Rivers after that. I didn't think he had that kind of. But if I was expecting him to shit talk, that's exactly 90-yard touchdown. I'll say what I want. That's perfect. Speaking of, I mentioned his name by accident, but Ryan Tannehill, 5-1. Mm-hmm. Does he have that's his job now, right?
Yeah, 100%.
100%. I don't know what his sort of contract he's got set up over there, but
I think he's a free agent after this year.
They're
Because-
going to extend that. They're going to sign him.
I would assume, right?
Yeah, they have to.
You got to think about the fact that it's not just
That is a dangerous team, too. That's a team that can
Derrick
run
Henry,
the ball.
yep.
They can throw the ball. Their defense is a little
pretty
banged
good.
up, but they should be okay when the playoffs start if they make the playoffs, which they probably will. I mean, they could take the division.
Yeah, and I don't want to play in Nashville. I don't really like. It's always a.
This is the weekend. They're playing the Texans, so we're going to know.
They're gonna beat the Texans.
and they're at home.
They're going to beat the Texans. I
So
don't
we're
know what
going
the
to know
spread
who's
is on
taking
that.
that division this week. I think
They're going to beat the Texans.
that's going to be a good
The
game.
Texans have taken a reversal. They have gone. They lost.
They just have so many injuries.
It's just they got banged up badly, and it's showing now.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're throwing in the towel. I was surprised with a lot of the Jets this week. I was like, oh God, what the fuck? What is going on with this team?
That fucked me too, because I'm so close to getting that futures bet on the Dolphins, 44-yard field goal. I mean, there's still
Oh,
a chance,
yeah.
but that would have been win number 4 with 3 games left.
Yep. But instead, the big L. Are you you want to talk about games this weekend? What time is it? I didn't even see. Yeah, let's talk about games this weekend. Because I have a couple that I'm interested in.
Let me pull this up again for you.
I'm looking at this Cleveland-Arizona game. Arizona's
Which one?
2.5 favorites at home.
Yeah.
I think Arizona covers that.
Arizona played well this past week. Kyler Murray, most sack quarterback in the NFL. I think it's because he scrambles and he doesn't really know the system as well as, he's a rookie. So, but I'm a believer in that guy. I think he's a winner. And you don't like that? Why not?
I don't like that pick at all.
you
Arizona's
don't?
defense is fucking awful. I think this is another week where Baker Mayfield actually plays like the Baker Mayfield we hope he would be. I think Jarvis Landry has a huge game. I think Kareem Hunt has a huge game. I think David Njoku, because Arizona can't cover the tight end, he's now back. They eased him in last week. This week, I think he probably goes for like 5 and 90 and a touchdown. I don't see this being a close game. They're going to beat them by 17 points. I will make the bet for you if you guys believe in that, but I do not like Arizona's defense. I don't care how good Kyler Murray is, how good you think he is.
They're at home, though.
They suck.
I'm just
They
thinking how
suck
they...
as a team. They can't run the ball. They can't throw the ball because he doesn't have anyone to throw to. Who's going to catch the ball?
Old man
Cleveland's
Fitzgerald.
defense is decent. They've been playing
decent.
fairly well. I think Cleveland runs away with this. And then once they get control of the game, you just hand it to Nick Chubb, and they're not going to tackle him.
Two
So
and a
they're just
half?
going to grind the clock out.
I'm just thinking how they played Pittsburgh.
That's what I'm saying. Pittsburgh, I feel like
Pittsburgh's on their third quarterback.
That's
Pittsburgh
true.
didn't have an offense. They were riddled with
is in
injury.
Pittsburgh.
That is
I
true.
don't like Arizona. I will put it down for you guys. I just want to be the voice of reason.
Let's put a pin in it. Let's put a pin in it, fucking Brenton. For
That
God's
defense in
sakes.
Arizona is just god awful. And the Cleveland offense is like a sleeping giant where they should be way better than they are. And the play calling is slowly catching up with their skill. So I just think it's a blowout.
Okay. All right. You got me thinking now.
There's a couple of reasons I picked looked at a couple games. But did you want to go, Brenton? I want to give you a full opportunity to shine.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Well, I like several games this week. I think there's a lot of ways to make money. I like Tennessee. I think -3 is too small of a spread. I think they win by more than that. I like Buffalo this week against Pittsburgh. I think -2. They're giving to.
Yeah.
I think they easily not only cover that, but they're going to win that game. I also like Denver covering against Kansas City. Denver's defense has been playing lights out.
Yeah, what's going on with
Patrick
them?
Mahomes has been hurt pretty much the whole season. Now he's got a bruise on his hand.
Yeah.
So I think, and Denver may have found a new quarterback. So that is a -9.5 spread. I think Denver can cover. They might not win, but I think they cover. It's a close game.
For me, Denver is the biggest surprise turnaround in the last couple weeks. You know, because the Jets are still hit and miss every single week. It's like you never know what you're going to get. You can get I think they're probably disappointed in Le'Veon Bell for his entire season and what he's come up with. But you know,
They're going to trade him in the offseason.
you think so?
Yeah.
They're going to try to.
They're going to try to clean house a little bit. But Denver, and their defense too. You know, they've got weapons on defense. They should be a
Yes.
good defensive team.
Yes.
That's not a bad. Who they playing again? The Denver.
They're at Kansas City.
Yeah.
Kansas City is -9.5 at home, -10 on some sites. So I think they can cover that.
Yeah, I would take Denver.
So did you want that to be your game? Denver covering it?
It's tough.
Or do you wanna go with the Bills?
I want to go with the Bills.
You do.
I really believe that they're going to win this week.
Did you say Bill leave?
I believe that they're going to
We're
win.
not
this
doing
week.
that. We're not doing that on this podcast. I will not say
I'm going
catchphrases.
to put you through a table. This is the win that this basically locks in a wild card for us. If they win this game,
Sure.
we're in.
Sure. 100%.
Believe was a 2004 marketing slogan that they started when the Bills went like 8-1 in November and
Hell
December.
And then what was the record after that?
I don't want to talk
They
about
lost
it.
the last game of the season against Pittsburgh and missed a playoff spot.
But this is where we correct it, baby.
Kill me. That's what they should have said in the sentence. Let me see turn that thing around for a sec so I can, because we're not up on there anymore. And I'll give you mine because I had a couple looked at. And where was the one? You had mentioned it before, but I liked it too. Oh, the Houston-Tennessee game. I like Tennessee to win that game by at least 3 points at home. And I think that they probably will win the division then. That's not a team I want to play.
No,
Not at all.
very dangerous.
And then where was the other one I liked too? Oh, it's not the Minnesota Chargers. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, that Minnesota Chargers spread is very
it's
tiny.
2.5.
The
yes.
Chargers were playing an awful team that's just tanking.
I just think that for some reason the odds makers know that there's a weird vortex around the StubHub Center that these NFC North teams show up there and they don't play well. Remember when Green Bay went in there and they almost blanked them.
Yeah.
So 9.5. What is it? 9.5?
No, it's
No, 2.5.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
2.5.
tiny.
Yeah, it's tiny. I mean, I don't know if you want to make it a 4-team thing, but I really think
no,
that
we have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to, right? We got to fucking push and believe.
We got to make back all the money we lost in the other 8 weeks.
We ended up winning. What was it? 320 this week.
I'll pull it up.
So yeah, that's
We
not
pushed,
bad.
but we made a little bit. I was 2 games off a 9-game parlay.
That's a loser.
Yeah,
You lost.
but I almost turned 25 into 7,700.
I love how the almost
Almost,
with
Steve.
the gleam in his eye, like
Almost.
I
You know
asked
what
him
I
that
almost
last
did,
night.
right?
Yeah.
yeah, almost.
Can we talk about how I'm almost great?
No, I want to pick. What was the 4th game? So we have them all now.
I'm not going to take. Brenton
I talked
convinced me
him
out
out
of
of
the
it.
Cardinals game.
Okay.
That's just a.
I really like
Dangerous
that
game.
Broncos line. I think Denver definitely keeps that within 9.5.
There it is.
So does that give us 4?
Yeah.
That gives us
Because you're
a
taking
4.
Minnesota to cover, right?
Yeah. New man on the Minnesota Vikings. Did you see Lizzo the other night? She was at a game.
Yeah. Carl Anthony Towns.
Yup. She loves him.
She's from Minneapolis.
I like that though.
Yeah.
She was wearing a thong.
Oh, was she?
Yeah.
At courtside?
Courtside.
So everybody behind her could see?
Basically, yeah.
Like literally everybody behind her could see?
Everyone. Yeah. Everyone. The Twin Cities. Everyone in the Twin Cities.
I like it. She's like,
Me too, dude. I like that, Lizzo. I like it a lot.
Question about the Knicks head coaching vacancy.
Mark Jackson.
Oh, is it? Wait, is that who they're saying?
That's what I heard.
You don't want Patrick Ewing? You don't want Georgetown's own?
No, let Patrick Ewing marinate down in Georgetown for a little while longer. I need someone that's got NBA experience already. Right? Mark Jackson played at St. John's. He was a quintessential Knick, hometown guy. I thought they were going to, before they went after, like 6 coaches ago, I thought they were going to go after Mark Jackson when he got fired at Golden State. So I would be happy with Mark Jackson. I haven't heard anything official, but that's who I heard is the name that's going around.
Makes sense.
Which would be great.
Speaking of coaches, did you see the Dallas Stars coach got fired for behavior, and they haven't said what he did yet? They say they want to protect the third party.
What's going on with hockey and all these guys having to come forward? I mean, look, is it surprising to me that half of the hockey players might be racist? No. But guys are getting fired now for stuff they said a while back. Am I right about that?
Yeah.
Is that what? Yeah. So, is that, you think it's the same situation with the Dallas Stars? Is it a?
I think he might have had a Me Too situation. They're not talking, but
okay.
when they're saying we're not going to talk about it because we want to protect the third party.
I thought it was another racial incident.
Maybe, but I haven't seen anything yet. I think it probably involved like something
ladies.
With a woman. Yeah.
Like the
a reporter, whatever.
I was in Chicago and they just fired their police chief because he lied to the mayor. They busted him like in November. They found him like asleep at the wheel. He said he took some wrong medication combination that he was on. He just got put on new medication. He took the wrong one. But then like a week later, they found videotape of him like an hour before at a bar pounding some beers. And then they found him like in the parking lot making out with another lady. So, yep. The guy, he got fired. He looks like Teddy Ruxpin too. You know Teddy Ruxpin? So similar. Such a bad incident from a man who has such a kind face.
We made 306.
306, okay.
Well, minus 50. We made 250.
So what happened with, what's his name, the Dallas Stars guy? So you think it was
he just got fired yesterday.
What's their, are they playing well, or is it like a...
They won 2-0 last night without him.
How are your Sabres doing?
Jack Eichel is the hottest player in hockey right now. He's on a 14-game point streak. He had 2 more goals last night. They are winning. They beat the Blues. Mm-hmm. So now we are the new Stanley Cup champions because we beat the old ones. So
that's not how that works.
Yeah, so we're the current reigning champions.
When football, we have a bye week or it dies down, we're going to have Big Earl on the podcast. He wants to break down some hot puss and some hockey.
Wear leather pants here.
Just be cool, man. Make it cool in the room. I'm going to wear my leather pants. Yeah, by the way, also NCAA...
Sure to put some covers on these chairs, please, Emma.
Yeah, I know. NCAA basketball last night.
Louisville went down.
4th number 1 team to go down.
It's
you
crazy.
do not want to be the number 1 team in college basketball because you'll get beat. That's how it's working now. I love it. I like these teams that are just like the Kentucky team a couple years ago that just, with Karl Anthony Towns and all those guys, it looked like it was never going to lose. Those are fun teams too. But then when you have the ability to have any team beat anyone, that's always, I love that. What else is going on that I had?
Patriots are cheaters again.
Patriots, they're not.
Again, they cheat.
They're making a documentary.
About cheating?
About the Cincinnati Bengals? This is going to be very clear when it all comes out.
Yeah.
If it all comes out. It depends on what's on the videotape. If it's like just, a background of their advanced scout, like that's what the videotape was about. It was supposed to be about, like chronicling their advanced team. So, if it's like just a shot of him doing his paperwork, watching their, with binoculars or whatever. But if it's like just them filming the sidelines.
It's all shady. They're filming walkthroughs before Super Bowls. I mean, come on. Like that Rams game in 2001, where the Rams were like 12.5 point favorites. If they hadn't videotaped.
Fastest team on turf, right?
Yeah.
Well, look, I told you I floated out. I don't want to say Dave Taylor's conspiracy theory that that they know everyone's plays because they hacked the NFL's computer systems because of their vast familiarity with Vladimir Putin. It could happen, dude.
Yeah.
Right? Who's closer to the Russians in the NFL than Robert Kraft? Who?
Nobody.
No one. The guy gave Putin one of his fucking rings. Now, whether he gave it to him or was just taken off his finger, the man believed that he earned it. He believed it. Okay? So you don't believe you earned something unless you did something for it.
Yeah.
So I think the Patriots probably pay no consequence for this unless there's some real damning fucking footage, which I think we would have heard by now, right? It's been like a week. You would think by now someone would have said.
I think they're still investigating, but they said there's 8 minutes of footage where they are focused for no reason that has to do with the documentary on the Bengals sideline where the players are coming on and off and the coaches are doing their signals.
Well, here's my deal then. I'm going to bet $1 million next year that the Bengals win the Super Bowl because why the hell would Bill Belichick be filming the Bengals sideline, the worst team in football, if he didn't believe that there was something going on for next year that he needs to worry about?
I think there's something going on. I think they're a good football team. They're just tricking us all to get that first round
Do the
pick.
Patriots lose in the first round of the playoffs?
Yes.
What do you think?
They won't play it. I think.
Well,
they'll
yeah,
have a
if
bye
they have
week.
the bye, then technically no. But will they lose their first playoff game? Yes.
You think they'll have a bye?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Bills would really have to have some good things happen to win the
No, I
division.
think, but I mean, you could be a division champ if the
Well, that's true.
Yeah, the Baltimore
but I think
will be the
they're
1
still-
seed.
They're still
And wouldn't Kansas City be the 2 seed right now?
no, because the
Patriots are still a
have better
game up.
record.
Yeah, they're still a game up. They're
Got
10-3. Chiefs are 9-4.
And
and they'll win this week. They're going to beat the Bengals.
Yeah, maybe.
I think they could lose in the AFC Championship game.
Oh, they're not making the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
No.
Right now,
Not-
the playoffs.
They have no. I mean, the frustration. No, they're not making the Super Bowl. He has no one to throw to. He has no time. He doesn't have the time. The running game is like last year. Sony Michel was one of the elite running backs, and I don't even know. Does he have a touchdown? 2, maybe 3?
I think
That's
he had
it.
one game where he had a couple of touchdowns.
That's it. They don't run the ball nearly as well as they did last year.
No.
You know, I mean, I don't think it's all Gronk, but having another weapon besides Julian Edelman to throw to, especially a big weapon, is, he needs something like that, and it's apparent. It's absolutely apparent. They have no one to throw the ball to, so I don't think they get beat by 2 or 3 teams right now. I don't think they beat the Chiefs in Arrowhead right now. I don't think so.
It was great to see the officials screw over the Patriots.
Yeah,
though.
I mean, they really could have and maybe should have won that game. It was taken from them.
Maybe, but I don't think they're a better team than them.
No, but I think they won that game.
I think Baltimore's a way better team than them.
Yes. I think
And-
Buffalo's a better team than them.
I think they can't beat Buffalo, but Buffalo beats them. They beat Buffalo in either place, so it's Tom Brady owns Buffalo. He's going to beat Buffalo.
No.
Come on, man.
No.
He's not. He's
They
going to
play
beat
next
Buffalo.
week.
Buffalo, I'll take over a lot of other teams, but not over. I'm taking Tom Brady
This is
over
our
Buffalo
year.
any day of the
The
week.
era has to end at some point.
I believe.
Look, if they lose, if the Patriots lose, you might get Buffalo in the first. Buffalo will be a wild card team, and you might have to go to
Hell yeah.
Foxborough and beat them there. I don't see that happening, but that might be your
I see
your
it
mission.
happening next week. I see it happening round 1 of the playoffs.
Next week could be a big. Let me tell you something. It may mean a lot to you guys. It's going to mean a lot.
It's a Saturday game, too.
Can we ask the Bengals to please win this week to make it really interesting? We're going to beat the Steelers. They're going to beat the Patriots. And then we're going to beat the Patriots. We're going to take the division.
Fuck.
And then the Ravens are going to lose because Lamar Jackson re-aggravates his quad. And then we take the number 1 seed.
Yeah, and Baltimore's. You're not taking the number one seed.
Number one seed.
Dude. I just pray for a home playoff game, which you're not going to get, but
It's happening.
good luck, buddy. Do you have any dates you're on the road this weekend or no?
Yeah, I'm at the Ice House tonight in Pasadena at 8, and then I'm at the Ontario Improv in Ontario, California, Friday and Saturday.
We know. Okay, Ontario, California.
Well, some people don't know.
I got it.
I
It was
don't
just
want
cute
someone
the
in
way you said
Ontario,
it.
Canada
It was
going,
cute the
I
way you
came
said
to the
it."
comedy club thinking I was going to see a millionaire, and it's just some local fuck.
You are a millionaire.
Yeah.
Lucas,
Yeah.
how was your trip with Simone this past weekend in Arizona?
Oh, it was great. It was great.
Yeah?
Yeah, hanging out with Steve. Steve gets applause breaks on the regular. That
Yeah.
guy kills.
You never know when he's done. Because you like run in the room, you hear the applause. You're like, oh, is he done? Nope, nope. He's just, yeah. So
Once saw him
constantly
get 4 different standing ovations in one set.
sit back down and stand back up. I would be like, fucking Jesus Christ, I wouldn't stand up for 4 times. I'm
Yeah.
like, what? Yeah.
Well, that
what
was
do
how
we do?
much energy he brought. in the room.
Crazy.
Yeah, no
And
one
he had to
kills
tell
harder.
people to sit down. He wasn't done.
Yeah.
And Lee Syatt's a great roommate, right?
Oh, he's fantastic. He has this snoring problem, and we were sharing a bathroom.
Damn, dude. Simone told me it was apocalyptic. I'm going to the doctor today to get my shit checked out because Tracy's been filming me. I'm like, we just don't have a good relationship when it comes to that stuff. Like, there's no good way. If she wakes me up, I'm like, all right, fine. You know, like I feel bad about it. Like last night I almost slept in another room. And so I have to go see someone about it. But I heard Lee is just fucking
Yeah.
blows the walls off the place.
Yeah, we got pizza late on Thursday, so when I went to bed, I woke up about 2 hours later. I hear someone, sounds like they're shitting themselves in our bathroom. And then I wake up in the same kind of condition a couple hours later, and the person is still shitting in the bathroom. I'm like, has Lee been on the toilet for 2 hours from 1 a.m. to 3 a.m.?
Oh my God.
And it turns out, no, he's sound asleep on the couch. Looks comfortable as can be because I go to check on him. And his snores sound like he's having diarrhea. It's like,
Oh. Oh.
Do you want a
God
bucket, Steve?
damn, dude. I mean, I love Lee. By the way, Lee, shout out to Lee Syatt, the Flying Jew of the Church of What's Happening, Joey Diaz's podcast. But I mean, he's gotten unhealthier since I've known him, and the sleep apnea stuff, that's not a good sign.
No.
My dad had one of those overnight tests. He stopped breathing 88 times over the course of like one night. We just like, you wake up like, yeah, I'm going to get that done, dude. I really don't want to fucking sleep with a CPAP machine. I'm not going to be I'm not becoming more attractive to my wife.
look like Darth Vader.
It's going to be bad. It's going to be real fucking bad. I'm in town this weekend. I'm going to Mammoth, but I'm not going to be gigging this weekend. Have the weekend off, but I'll be at the Comedy Store Sunday night for the Christmas party, and then Sam
I
Tripoli's.
don't think we're supposed to tell people publicly that that's going on. They're just going to show up now.
But it's closed to the public.
Yeah, but they're still just going to show up. They'll find ways in.
Stand
This is a
outside.
maze.
Damn it, I was going to plug it too.
Fine, break the walls down. I don't care. Steal a chair. And then I'm at Sam Tripoli's show on Tuesday night, Comedy Chaos.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be fun.
Nice.
And that's the podcast for this week. Thank you, everyone, for listening. We will be back live next week. We'll be back. We're probably going to take off Christmas, but we'll have
And
something
we're going to
else.
be $646 richer.
That's what we're getting this week?
That's what we're getting.
646. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening. We'll be back.
What's
So much Game of Thrones.
you're just watching all of them?
Non-stop.
I told you what I'm doing. I just watched the last season.
But that's not as fun.